So, I need to talk about a game that completely blindsided me. I didn't see any trailers, any hype threads, and barely any recognition other than a couple of creators on TikTok. I just downloaded it, played it on the whim, and within an hour after slowly having this mystery of a game unfold right in front of me, I was hooked. Not just interested, but emotionally invested as well. That game is called Blueprints, and if you played it, you probably know where I'm going with this. If you haven't, stick with me because this might be one of the most unique gaming experiences of the year. Now, I know Game of the Year is a bold claim, but hear me out. There's something about Blueprints that's tapped into what I love most about gaming: mystery, atmosphere, and storytelling, all without holding your hand and telling you to go here and go there, but instead allowing you to explore the game in its glory all on your own. What's going on with all you beautiful people, extraterrestrials, or whatever you want to identify yourself as? It's your boy Rob. Yes, just Rob. Back at it with another video. In this video, I want to show some love to the creators behind Blueprints, share what this game meant to me personally, and make the case for why it's not just good, but it's potentially Game of the Year good. While it probably wouldn't be my personal Game of the Year, I can't undersell in another great year for gaming that this is probably going to be one of the biggest sleepers of the year. Because what if I told you a roguelike puzzler with intrigue and ambience that hasn't been matched since Portal 2 could not only be nominated for Game of the Year, but just might actually have a case to win it all? Everyone strap yourselves in, hands and feet aside to ride at all times, and somebody cue my intro. Now, I must admit, I'm not the biggest puzzle fan in any genre of gaming, and that's usually because a good chunk of them just relies on the basic mechanics like take this item here and plug it back into here to unlock some secret door or blah blah blah, and it's not really engaging in my opinion. Some games, which I wouldn't even consider a puzzle type of game, will take that puzzler aspect and let it almost shine over the core elements of the game. Yes, I'm talking about you, Resident Evil, with all that backtracking. Now, there are some games, especially action adventures, that does have exceptional puzzles, such as Zelda and another Game of the Year nominee in my opinion in Split Fiction, but a lot of them are just mediocre and uninspiring. The only game that was strictly a puzzle that I found enjoyable was the Portal series. Portal was well ahead of its time, and the more you played it and fully utilized its Portal mechanic, the more the game all started to make sense to you as the game slowly started to unveil new mechanics to help build upon your fundamental knowledge while also giving you tougher obstacles. That's why fans still to this day are clamoring for a trilogy. However, Valve doesn't know how to count to 3. So when I came across Blueprints and I heard the word puzzle, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting the best of things. I was going in open-minded though, and not hoping for anything special, but boy was I surprised. The premises of the game is you're playing as Simon P. Jones, a 14-year-old heir summoned to a sprawling, mysterious estate called Mount Holly, left to him by a great uncle under one peculiar condition: discover the hidden 46th room. Now, as you can see by the blueprint map, there's only 45 rooms, so how the hell am I gonna get to a room 46 if it doesn't exist? Exactly. And now you realize the intrigue of the game and realize that there's a puzzle within a puzzle within a puzzle. Your run starts in the form of days, and each day unfolds where you draft rooms to get to the antechamber, which will help you get into room 46. The only catch is you only have a certain amount of steps to begin your day, and once you run out, that's game over and time to do it again for another day. Each room has different pathways to navigate to, such as Nook, which can go north and east/west, and grants you a valuable key to help you unlocking doors and chests, and also a parlor, which has multiple pathways and grants you a gem, granted after solving a puzzle. These gems are used to unlock some of the more rare rooms in the game, and trust me, the later your run goes, the more you're definitely going to want to have keys and as well as gems. Now, one may think the easiest path to go is to just go straight north. However, that's what the game would expect for you to do and will give you a dead end room, which are rooms that doesn't lead to any directions. Now, not all dead rooms are bad, as the closet can provide you with 2 random items and a guest bedroom, which gives you an extra 10 cells after entering. But you also have those bad dead end rooms, which are oftentimes red rooms, which can be run killers if you're not careful. These red rooms can spawn from furnaces, which puts a passive on you for the day that allows you to draft more red rooms, and also laboratory, which literally doesn't have any items or anything special in it. It's just a dead end. There's also not to mention that the further you go up in the manor, the more chances there are going to be locked doors, so only going north, especially with no keys, is a quick way for you to waste steps, as you will have to backtrack back to a room that has an opening. And with this being a roguelike as well, the game would like to try to cheat you out of success by drafting dead end rooms or rooms that closes you off on your only pathway, thus effectively ending your run. I ran into this issue a lot on my first initial playthrough, and while I was getting frustrated and never really wanted to quit the game, I was becoming a bit annoyed. It took me a couple of hours and plenty of runs to truly understand the deeper meaning of blueprints, and it's that the game is a puzzle within itself. Instead of only going north, I started to diversify my blueprint more by focusing on exploring as many rooms as I can and receiving rooms that I never initially got before, while also farming more gems and keys as well. What makes Blueprint so unique from previous other roguelikes that I played is that your run doesn't truly end when you die, or in this case, run out of floor plans, as there's so many other puzzles and mysteries that you can solve within the estate. Every piece of notes and puzzle can lead to learning more about the lore and exactly what comes with the cost of being the heir of the family. My favorite aspect of this environmental storytelling is that there are 2 pictures that appear in every room. Now, to a beginner, myself previously, would either be confused as to what the puzzles mean as you stare endlessly trying to piece them together, or you just completely ignore it and focus on the next room. The game doesn't really tell you what they mean unless you discover certain rooms. While this can seem a bit daunting and not really forgiving for the player, it's actually quite the opposite. That's because the devs want you to explore as many different room possibilities in the game. You may get the room that helps you discover what the pictures could mean or possibly get a clue towards it, but along the way you may discover a room like a laboratory, which allows you to create different combinations of possibilities, such as having 2 letters appear in my mailroom. When I used this combo in one of my playthroughs, I ended up getting a letter to tell me what the terminal passwords were for the security, office, and bunker rooms, which are really important in the game. You may draft a room you never picked before, and it can in turn help you figure out more about the lore or give you another missing clue from a previous puzzle in a different room. I've seen some Steam reviews say that the game can make you feel like you aren't really making any progress after not drafting necessary rooms, and that can definitely turn some people away from the game, but I would also attest that you don't have to rush to beat blueprints, and the beauty of it is you can split your objectives for certain days. Maybe you want to draft as many rooms as you can to get rooms that you haven't explored before. Maybe you want to try and finally solve that pump room or boiler room puzzle. Maybe you want to try and piece all the pictures together to see what it could possibly mean. And that's what makes blueprints unique. Getting to the antechamber is the goal, but it's not the reward. The true reward of the game is getting lost into the mystery and being sucked into a collection of mind-bending puzzles that will have you hooked right from the start. Without spoiling, for example, on my playthrough, I'm currently trying to get the pump room so I can drain more of the reservoir and the pool, just so I can figure out exactly what's down there. What's down in the reservoir? What's the mystery of the pool? Maybe there's an item in there. Maybe it's gold. Maybe it's nothing, but that's the beauty of the game, is just getting lost in it all. For me, what makes a game of the year contender is a mix of a few key things: originality, impact, execution, and the ability to make you feel something beyond just the gameplay loop. A game of the year contender should push boundaries while still being approachable, and Blueprints does all of that. Now, the roguelike formula isn't something new, and it's honestly becoming one of my favorite subgenres, but the way this game blends it with the puzzle design, the exploration, and that constantly evolving mansion isn't like anything I've seen before. You can get such a dopamine rush finding out how to solve a puzzle that you've been struggling with for so long because you've earned that. The game is such a weird but satisfying way of rewarding your time. Again, all of your runs doesn't have to be beelining just to the antechamber, and honestly, without spoiling, of course, if that's your approach to this game, then this game might not be for you. Now, there's a lot more to explore in this game beyond the antechamber. From a gameplay standpoint, Blueprints nails that perfect balance between strategy and discovery. The room drafting mechanic forces you to think ahead without turning the game into a spreadsheet, and the resource management layer adds tension without slowing things down. The result? Every move that you make in the game feels important, and every route feels like a gamble. And when you finally crack a tough layout or find that perfect change of room, man, that rush is incredible. The game also has a wonderful sound design. It's eerie without being oppressive. The art direction is both elegant and unsettling, and there's this constant sense that something is slightly off in this mansion. It keeps you engaged without ever resorting to cheap tricks. And the mansion isn't just a backdrop, it feels alive, almost like it's designed to either reward or mess up your run at any given door. But the real reason I think this game has a shot at Game of the Year is its emotional and creative impact. Blueprints doesn't hand you the story, it actually invites you to piece it together, which makes the mystery feel personal. And when you do uncover those bits of lore or stumble into a moment you wasn't expecting, it hits harder because you found it. In a world where games hold your hand so much and tell you to go here or here's a bunch of icons on your screen so you can know activities to do, Blueprint simply says, hey, here's the keys to Mount Holly, there's this door to get to the antechamber which will help you discover room 47, and here's a blueprint to help you get there. And the more you play, the more you just uncover layers and pieces of the lore, and it's so challenging yet rewarding, but also not punishing to just uncover everything this game has to offer. And of course, none of this happens without the people behind it, the ones who pour their time, creativity, and passion to every detail. Which is why before I wrap up, I want to take a moment to talk directly to the creators of Blueprints. What really impresses me is how they built something so layered without overwhelming the player. Every piece of art, from the pictures on the wall to the notes having hidden messages in their own rights, to the annoying chess puzzle that I could never seem to solve correctly a good chunk of time. Every mechanic feels intentional. The ambiance from the background music and different color shading for each room is so well tuned that you're never just playing the game, you're living in it. And for an indie team to pull this off, that's huge, and it sends a big message to AAA companies once again, because that's now not just one, but two indie games that have the really strong chance of winning Game of the Year. So thank you, Doggy Bomb, for making such an awesome game, one that not only earned my respect, but my genuine admiration. You're giving us something bold and something unforgettable, and something I believe will be talked about for years to come. So, is Blueprints the next Game of the Year? While it may not be my personal choice, I absolutely believe it has a strong case. It's got the originality, it has the atmosphere, the gameplay depth, and the emotional weight to stand shoulder to shoulder with some of the best games of the year, and in some ways, it's already surpassed them. But I want to hear from you all. Have you played Blueprints yet? Do you think it has what it takes to win Game of the Year? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's get the conversation going. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing for more deep dives into games that deserve a spotlight, and also let me know what game or topic of gaming I should be doing a deep dive on. And once again, thank you to the beautiful team behind Blueprints for creating something truly special. As always, I hope you all stay safe and stay dangerous. It's been your boy Rob. Yes, just Rob. And I'm out. Peace.